At a construction excavation site, a worker was standing inside a deep, unprotected trench when a massive section of soil from the wall suddenly collapsed and slid into the excavation, completely burying him. Co-workers immediately responded and frantically began digging to extract the buried worker from the soil. This incident clearly demonstrates the fatal consequences of entering unprotected trenches without proper cave-in protection systems. All excavations exceeding specific depths require protective systems, including sloping, benching, shoring, or trench boxes, installed before any worker entry. In an appliance warehouse, a forklift operator quickly lifted and transported a tall wooden box to load into a delivery truck. The speed and height of the lift caused the unstable box to tip and fall from the forks, landing directly on the head of a supervisor who was standing near the truck. This incident clearly demonstrates the dangers of excessive speed during material handling, unstable loads, and inadequate exclusion zones around loading operations. All forklift movements must occur at controlled speeds appropriate for load stability. Rapid acceleration, turning, or lifting causes loads to shift or tip. At a skipyard facility, an excavator experienced a mechanical malfunction, causing it to lose control and begin sliding uncontrollably down slippery ground. The runaway machine struck a worker standing in its path, pinning him against a wall. This incident clearly demonstrates the catastrophic dangers of equipment malfunctions on sloped or slippery surfaces and inadequate safe positioning of ground personnel near operating machinery. All heavy equipment operating on slopes requires functional braking systems, track/tire conditions suitable for ground conditions, and operators maintaining control at all times. At a renovation site, a worker was standing on the platform of a boom lift while the equipment was being driven to a new location. The travel path included a downhill slope, and as the boom lift descended the incline, the platform bounced violently from the sudden elevation change, ejecting the worker from the basket and throwing him to the ground. This incident clearly demonstrates the critical importance of fall protection during boom lift operation and the dangers of traveling on uneven terrain with occupied platforms. Platforms must not be occupied during transit over rough ground, slopes, or obstacles when possible. Workers should dismount and remount after repositioning. In a welding facility during normal operations, a sudden earthquake struck, causing catastrophic structural failures. A large cargo container being welded tipped over with a worker positioned on top, throwing him down as the structure collapsed. Simultaneously, an overhead structural beam from the facility's ceiling framework broke loose and fell, striking a worker directly on the ground below. This incident clearly demonstrates the unpredictable catastrophic hazards of seismic events in industrial facilities and the critical importance of earthquake preparedness and structural integrity. Facilities in seismically active zones require engineering designed to withstand expected earthquake magnitudes, including secured overhead components, anchored equipment and storage, and reinforced structural connections.